All right, so we got our packages installed. That's step one. And there's going to be a series of steps, but none of them are too difficult by themselves. It just takes a minute to get them all set up. So we've got our packages installed through NuGet. And our next step is just going to be to set up what we call a connection string. And so we don't want everywhere we're referring to the database in our program to have to type the connection over and over again. And so what we do is in this little file called appsettings.json. If I click on this, this just has information about different aspects of the app. And so I'm going to go after this last entry. I'm going to add a comma, and I'm going to type in one for connection strings. It's even defaulting to it for me. Connection string. So this is going to be any connection for any database we're using. If we're using multiple databases, we'll have multiple connections that we set up. And then for now, I'm just going to call this, just to prove this point, we can name it whatever we want to. I'll call this blah connection. It doesn't need to be named anything specifically. We just need to know what we named it. And then the connection string will vary by which database you're using. So a SQL Server connection string will look different than a MySQL connection string, will look different from an Oracle connection string, will look different from a SQLite connection string. All of them have their own way of setting it up. One of the reasons I like using SQLite is because the connection string is very simple. We just say data source equals and then give the database a name. And so I'll call this database dating applications .sqlite, SQLite. And so it will create a database for me eventually with this name. Or if the database is already existing, I go put in the name of the database here. All right, so that's setting up the connection string that will then be used as kind of a global variable that's available all through the project. I can get this app settings anywhere in the project and get at this when I need to. And so the second step is going in and setting up this connection string. All right, we'll look at the next step in the next video. Spencer out.